Hello, my name is Eduardo and today I am here with another tutorial for App Inventor. Well, for today we are going to work with a video, okay, about how to close my app. Okay, basically this is just a suggestion, okay, from one of my subscribers, okay, and he asked me about that, and I think that it's something interesting, okay. So well, so if you check in here, yes, Trent, can you make a video about closing app correctly, please? Well, I don't know if it's correctly, but this is the way I do it. Okay, so let's start. The first thing, you have your project, okay. So let's add a second screen, just if we have want to use. Let's add something in here, button, okay. We can have also here a canvas. Let's say the canvas just to fill parent, for the height, for the width, fill parent. No, let's just set it to 50%. 50% times 50%. So this is for the canvas. We center everything. We have this button, and that's it. So now we are going to go to screen number 1. We are going to add also a canvas. I'm adding a canvas just to show you some possibilities, okay. So let's set it to 50% and 50%. So we have canvas. We are going to add a button, and that's it. Okay, now we're going to center this, and we're going to change just the color of this screen number 1. We're gonna go to the blocks. So well, the first idea is this. So we want to close the app using a button. So you can use this or any of these ones, like touch down or touch up, okay. So you can use any of these ones just to activate this procedure. Probably your button is close the app, okay, close the app. So well, there are many things that you can do. So well, this is the first option. You go here, you go to control. So let me make this thing bigger, I guess even bigger. We go to control, and we're going to look for the block that it says close application. That's it, okay. So with that thing you will close the app, okay. So now there is another way to do it, just in case. This is just to be really sure that your app is closing. We're going to drag if. We just drag here just true. If true, that means that if we click this button, we are going to close the app over there, and first close the current screen, okay. So I guess it is not like super necessary, but just in case, okay. So probably if you are in screen number 2, so you can do that. So let's copy this in the backpack because we're going to use it in the other screen. Now you can insert this also in touchdown, okay. So when you activate this and you close your app, okay. So this is the way, the number 1 idea. Now let's suppose that you are in a different screen, okay. So you're in a different screen. Ooh, my bag is full, and you want to use the same procedure. I have a button, okay, but I can use this, and I close the screen and I close the application, so in here. But sometimes we don't want to do that. Sometimes we want to return to screen number 1, okay, to finish everything. So we want to close this screen and return to the menu or to the screen number 1 to finish the app, okay. So well, in that case we can do almost this thing. So instead of going here, okay, so we can have close the screen, and we're going to open another screen. So just let me go here We're not going to test this in companion because this is not working in companion. Okay, so we're going to go here to open another screen, and the name for this screen, it is, for example, screen 1. That's it. Okay, so we're going to open another screen, and then we're going to close the screen. Okay, so that it's going to happen. Okay, when we click the button. Okay, so you can try changing this, but I guess it is not like affecting very much. Okay, so if you close first the screen and then you open another screen, but let's just keep it like that. Okay, so we open first the screen and then we close the current screen. So, and when we click the button, we go to screen number 1. We go back to screen number 1, and in screen number 1 we just use the block to close that thing. Okay, now sometimes we are using other things to close the app, so we want to run something before we finish. Okay, probably to show a message. So what if I have here in my screen number 2, I want to show a message for the people. Okay, so I add a notifier from the user interface, and then for the notifier I will use this. You have different options, okay, but one of these ones, it is like show text dialog. Okay, but we are going to use this one. I like to use this, that is the choose a dialog. For example, when I click the button, I will receive here a message. Okay, so the message, we will fill the message, and we can close the app. Close the app. It is like a question, and then we are going to add here a title for this kind of pop-up window, that is a warning, for example, and then 2 buttons. Okay, so probably you have button number 1. The text for the button number 1 is, if the question is close the app, you say yes for sure. Oh, yes, keep it yes. And the other one, of course, with the no, stay here. Okay, now we are going to make this, if you make it cancelable, well, you just click back, and then you will be like returning to the app. Okay, so if you just keep it in false, it is not possible to continue until you select one of the buttons. Okay, so basically we insert this in a button. Okay, now if you check, we have these 2 options. Okay, so, and that's it. But then we have to go here, and after choosing, so we have to drag this second thing from the notifier, that is after choosing yes or choosing no. So we're going to say it in false because people has to select if want to stay here in the app or not. Choice, it is one of these options. Okay, so we're going to insert here a condition. So, and we're going to do something similar to this. So we're going to close the screen if, and what if the message. Okay, so if the message, we're going to use this to compare the text. If the choice equals to duplicate screen to yes. Okay, so if choice equals to yes, we close the app. Okay, and then we can add a second condition, for example, else. That means that if the choice is different from yes, so we can use other thing, for example, show again a simple notifier, and you will add here another message. Let's say that you decided to stay here. yeah. I mean, this is just an idea. And then just the title for that mini window. That something like hey. Okay, so now let's review this. Okay, so let's just move. When I click this button, okay, I use the call notifier showcase dialog from here, and I say the message is close the app. The title of the window is warning, and the button, the text of the button is yes, and second option is no, stay here. So now we're going to select this block in notifier that is after choosing. It is choice. Okay, choice, it is one of these two buttons. We make it cancelable false, so in that case the user is forced to use to select any option. Now we go here, and the choice, if the choice is equals to yes, okay, so this thing, we close the app. Else we are going to display a message and return to the app. Okay, basically that's the idea. So now let's check. I guess we can check that thing just when we want to, if we want to stay. So I go here and I click my button that it says maybe close the app. Warning, close the app. You say yes, you close the app. You say no, stay here. Hey, you decided to stay in the app. And that's it, okay? And then we just have to wait, I guess. I don't know if I made a mistake over there, okay? But basically that is the idea. Oh, that's cool. That's happening that, but well, oh, sorry. Well, dismiss. I don't know if this is necessary. So let's see again. Let's close the app. No, I stay here. We're going to use this. Let's see, just to try to improve. Let me just reduce the size of this thing. Close the app. No, stay here. Let me check. No, stay here. Hey, you decided to stay in here. Then if you click back, you cannot return. That's curious thing, okay? Else close the app. And we do this, we just remove this thing. Show other, maybe we can use another thing. Okay. It's because it's a progress dialog. Sorry, guys. I was thinking that it was the normal thing. Okay, it was just the show notice. Okay, that it was the right one. Sorry. But also we can use the other one. If we use that thing, okay, we can do this to fix it. For example, the normal thing would be like press back. Okay, so and then you just dismiss this thing. Okay, so for example, you say, hey, you want to stay here? No, stay here. And then you just write this. You decide to stay in this. Okay, back to return. No, stay here. Sorry, that was my fault. Okay, and then you just press back pressed, and nothing happens. Well, I don't know why. Let me do it manually in my cell phone. No, It's not happening, so that's not a good option, guys. We do it and we remove. Maybe, okay, I was thinking about this just very fast. Okay, so just to add the clock, we disable the clock and we set it to, I guess, 1500. Then we go to block. So we enable this clock. When we select the option no, let's say enable to true, and then we are going to remove this because this was not working. Then we just go here and we add here the code. Here we are going to dismiss this when this clock runs, and then we are going to disable the clock. So let's see if this is working. I close the app. No, stay here, and then we just wait and remove. Okay, so that's a way to do it. So again, we have the button with the notifier show choose dialog. We fill this information, message, title, buttons, and then we use the notifier after choosing. So we have the options. If this is yes, okay, from the button, okay. If not, we have to do this thing, okay. But what if you just want to show a message? Well, you just remove this one and we use show alert. Okay, and maybe just duplicate this one, and it's not necessary the clock, okay, just in that case. So we just do it. Hey, close the app. If you say yes, you close the app. If not, you stay here. You decide to stay in the app. Back to return. Well, it's not necessary back to return. Okay. Or the other way, that it's a little bit more like fancy. I think you have a clock, notifier, and that's it. Okay, so you want to check the blocks, check them here, and that's it. That is another way to do it. Okay, so there is also another way. So let's go to screen number 1 now to do it in this screen. So if you are using a canvas, okay, and you are using a canvas for something, or you can use a canvas just here at the bottom. Okay, for example, you have your app. Okay, probably you have your app with some text or information or something. Okay, some media, or you have some I don't know, maybe you have a spinner and you have a slider and many things. Okay, so you just have this thing with field parent, and then we just set it to high to 30%, for example. So you have your horizontal arrangement over there. So you have your app, and then you have this simple canvas. We set it to field parent. So maybe I want to have here my canvas, and I want to add here an image that says I want to swipe to close the app. Okay, so I go into blocks, I select canvas, and I'm just going to use this just to close the app. So I go and drag flunk. Okay, and flunk, and again we're going to drag this. It's not necessarily this one, but just in case, if true, that means that if you are making a swipe in any direction, you are going to close the app. Okay, so we cannot test this in this part. Okay, but we can do something else. Imagine that close the app no, but we're going to use here a notifier. So we drag a notifier to the app, and we set it short and pink. So just to show that, okay, just, and then we're going to use show alert, and we're going to anything that you would like to activate with a swipe, you can just insert it in here. Okay, so for example, goodbye. So you flunk, maybe you use a background here with the instruction, just flunk to close. Okay, or swipe to flunk, okay, or a finger to there. So now let's pretend that we flunk. Goodbye and close. Yeah. Boom. Okay. You can use this also to change the screens. Okay, so for example, you want to change the screen. Well, you can use the other procedure that we use, like, so let's duplicate this one. Oh, no, this one. For example, if you want to open the screen number 2, I know that this was just about closing the app, but this is just like taking this thing because it is like quite connected. So open another screen, and then we close this screen. Duplicate this one. So probably you want to open screen number 2 using swipe. So you say screen 2, and that's it. With this procedure we will open, obviously not in companion, we cannot test it here, but I show you that this thing works like that. Also you can make it more like complicated if you swipe up or down or from here, but in any case this is the way to open another screen with a swipe and close the current screen. But if you want to close the app just with a swipe, just write the instruction or say something, okay, and then you will just drag this and close the app. Also you can insert anything in here. Goodbye. So with a swipe. Okay, so maybe the swipe could be in here, in this part, okay, and that's it. That is the way to activate and to close. Okay, so that's usually the way I do it. Okay, so or also you can use, as we did before, we should display a message with this notifier stuff. So we can drag this thing in here. Then we go to screen number 1. I mean, there are many options. So just let's close this. Let's use the blocks from backpack. So now when I swipe in the screen, I will receive this message, and then I have to just go for after choosing. Okay, and we select the same if condition. If this option or choice from the buttons equals to yes, well, close the app. And that's it. Okay, so basically that is the idea with this. Just close the app. Okay, and else, well, we will stay in here. Okay, nothing else can happen. So, or else you can use display a message here. For example, I'm going to swipe in here. Hey, close the app. You say, oh yes, you close the app. Or you say, no, stay here. We will just see here a notifier like you stay here. Okay, so then again, no, stay here, you stay here. Okay, basically that is the idea, okay, about how to close an app. Okay, well, my name is Eduardo. I hope that this was like understandable. There are other ways to do it. Okay, anything that it can be like triggering things, for example, even with list pickers. Okay, so I guess that's the last one before I just go. For example, you have a list picker. Okay, and in my list picker, well, you have some elements. For example, you have screen 1. Sorry, you have screen 1, then you have close app, screen 2, because we're in screen 1. So probably you have 2 elements over there. Then you go here and you just write the name. Erase, no, menu, or closing menu or something. So you have that thing, menu, and when we click this, we will see these 2 options. When we click number 2, well, we want to close the app, or screen 2, we want to go to the other screen. So we're going to use here a list picker, and then we're going to choose after picking. okay, and then we're going to use just the check, okay, if, okay, remember that in list picker is basically a list, so if you have the index also, okay, so that it's pretty useful, this list picker thing, okay. So we know that selection 1 takes us to screen number 2, and option 2 takes us to screen number 3, to close the app, I mean. So if selection index equals, okay, so in this case we are going to use this because these are numbers, it's index. So let's just return to the app. If the list pick selection index after picking, okay, after selecting something, it's equals to 1. So what happens? Well, we are going to close this screen. Oh, sorry, this is not necessary. We are going to close the screen, and we are going to open screen number 2. So both are right over there. Screen 2. Okay, so when we just use the list picker, of course we cannot see this because we cannot change this in companion. Okay, but just to show this, we are going to duplicate that this is like quite working. So we insert this before that, and we disable this block. Of course, we're going to disable this because, remember, I am disabling this because we cannot use it in companion, but when you build your app, you can use that features, okay? So you can, so now this is just to test. Now, else if, we're going to use else if we have more options. Probably you have 3 options, go to screen number 2 or close the app. So now here we duplicate this one, and we say, we know that the number 2, it is close the app. So we close the app with this one. Probably the message is, you are going to screen 2, and in here it will be like, you close the app. Of course, this is not going to happen. Okay, so now for this one, so always try to close the screens when you go to a second screen. So if you close this thing, okay, so you are going to close the screen. So that's why, yes, it's necessary to add this if true, call notifier, and this, okay, and close the screen. Okay, so basically that is the idea. Now in this case you are going to close the app. If you close the app, you just select the block for close the app. Okay, obviously we are not going to see this. Okay, so we're not going to do this, we're going to disable, but you have to enable them when you use them. So disable the block. So now let's check this thing. So we go here and you say, oh, I'm going to select my menu screen, I'm going to screen number 2. Okay, and you are going to screen number 2. Well, let's suppose then, or if you are here and you say, oh no, I want to close the app, you close the app. Okay, it's doing what is inside these blocks. If you have another option, for example, you add here another else if. For example, if you have like 3 options in the menu, probably you go here to the designer and you have screen 2, screen 3, and close the app. So, and if you select here screen 1, this is, now you have to check the order, index 1, index 2, and index 3. So now we change it. So now this is for 3, so that is the closing thing, and the 2, it will be going to screen number 2. We just duplicate this one, we just duplicate this one, and we just modify it. Okay, so you change this to screen 3, and then you are changing the message. And if I click in there and I say screen 3, you're going to screen 3, or you close the app. Of course, remember, you have to enable this. I am not doing this because I need to build the app. Okay, well, basically these are just the options that I just can think about it, or the way I usually do it. Also, when you are like working with things like Appybuilder, well, you want to display sometimes an ad, okay, or you want to show people another message. Okay, so you want to take them to a one screen to show a message of goodbye or something, or take them to use to a website or to a link or everything. Okay, but I guess for this is just the basic idea. Okay, so now I guess that's all for today. My name is Eduardo, and thanks for watching this video. Please like the video if you like it, okay, and share it with your friends. Goodbye.